Lakers head coach J.J. Redick has been referencing an old Jay-Z lyric a lot lately. It was all good just a week ago. But heading into Friday's matchup against the Denver Nuggets, things were anything but good for the Lakers. They entered the game on a 3-game losing streak and were severely short-handed, missing 4 starters: LeBron James, Rui Hachimura, Jackson Hayes, and Luka Dončić, who was held out due to the back-to-back. To make matters worse, Dorian Finney-Smith and Gabe Vincent were also unavailable. Leave your like and subscribe to the channel so you don't miss any updates. Just 1 week earlier, the Lakers had been riding high. Nearly at full strength, they were on an 8-game winning streak and making a strong push up the standings. Now, they were scrambling to stop their slide, desperately trying to hold on as injuries piled up. And despite being so undermanned, they gave everything they had. The Lakers battled from start to finish, pushing the defending champions to the limit. But in the closing moments, a crucial mistake proved costly, and the Nuggets escaped with a 131-126 victory. "I'm extremely proud of the fight this group showed tonight," Redick said after the game. "We asked a lot from them, and they responded. Unfortunately, we just couldn't close it out." With the game on the line, Denver turned to its dynamic duo. Jamal Murray and Nikola Jokic executed a perfectly timed pick-and-roll, forcing the Lakers' defense to make a tough decision. Murray got just enough separation and calmly drained a dagger three-pointer with 5.6 seconds left. It was yet another heartbreaking moment for the Lakers, who have seen Murray deliver clutch shots against them time and time again. The Lakers had one last chance to force overtime, but they failed to get the ball to Austin Reaves on the inbounds play. Russell Westbrook came up with a steal and sealed the win for Denver with a dunk in the final seconds. Even with the team missing key players, Austin Reaves stepped up in a massive way, delivering one of his best performances of the season. He finished with 37 points, 13 assists, and 8 rebounds, nearly leading the Lakers to an improbable win. Dalton Knecht, playing in front of family and friends near his hometown, had his best game since November, pouring in 32 points. His confidence was evident all night, attacking the rim aggressively and knocking down shots from deep. Shake Milton also provided a spark off the bench, chipping in with 16 points. The Lakers controlled much of the fourth quarter and even held a 3-point lead in the final minutes. But that's when the Nuggets stars took over. Jokic, as he has done so many times before, delivered in crunch time, converting a tough 3-point play to tie the game. Moments later, Murray hit the game-winning 3, capping off yet another stellar performance against the Lakers. All 5 Denver starters finished in double figures, showing just how deep and well-balanced this Nuggets squad is. Knecht had a scary moment late in the game when he landed awkwardly on his back and head after a dunk. He stayed down for several seconds, but after being checked by the team's medical staff, he was able to remain in the game. "At halftime, I told him, if you want to shoot, shoot. I don't care if you take 35 shots, we're going to need every single one," Reaves said of Knecht's aggressive play. "He's a real competitor, and he stepped up when we needed him." Playing 39 minutes on the second night of a back-to-back is challenging enough. Doing it while dealing with wrist pain is even tougher. But that's exactly what Reaves did. After suffering a right wrist injury in the loss to the Milwaukee Bucks, Reaves admitted that he wasn't sure if he'd be able to suit up against Denver. But his desire to compete outweighed the pain. "We know that when we're healthy and at full strength, we can beat any team," Reaves said. "I think this group is becoming more connected, more focused on one goal, winning. Tonight proved that. We were extremely short-handed, going up against one of the best teams in the league and one of the best players in the world, and we went toe-to-toe. We had a real shot to win, but we didn't execute well in the final 50 seconds. Head coach J.J. Redick acknowledged just how much the team was relying on Reaves to lead the offense, especially with so many key players sidelined. "We asked a lot from him, not just playing nearly 40 minutes, but also handling most of the playmaking duties," Redick said. "He did an incredible job." The Lakers' final possession summed up the night's frustration. Down by 3 with just seconds left, they had a chance to set up a potential game-tying shot. But the inbounds pass was disrupted, leading to Westbrook's steal and game-sealing dunk. Despite the loss, there is some hope on the horizon. Before the game, Redick expressed optimism that some of the team's injured players could return next week. The Lakers are about to begin a crucial 5-game homestand, which will include 2 back-to-back sets. The scheduling crunch is due in part to the rescheduled matchup against the San Antonio Spurs, a game that was postponed in January because of the devastating California wildfires. The Lakers now return home facing their longest losing streak of the season, 4 straight games. And with no clear timetable for when they will be back at full strength, the road ahead remains uncertain. Still, if Friday's performance showed anything, it's that this team won't go down without a fight. Charles Barkley doesn't believe LeBron James will play another game for the Lakers this season. The NBA analyst is convinced that the King won't return to the court for Los Angeles this year. And while that may sound extreme, Barkley isn't one to hold back his opinions. Right now, the Lakers are just trying to stay afloat while LeBron recovers from a groin strain. He suffered the injury last weekend against the Boston Celtics, and early reports suggested he would be out for at least 2 weeks. But given his age and the nature of groin injuries, recovery could take longer than expected. That's part of the reason why the Lakers were so relieved to bring in Dončić. With James sidelined, Dončić can step up and help carry the team through this tough stretch. However, even with Dončić on board, the Lakers know they need LeBron back as soon as possible if they want to compete at the highest level. At 40 years old, injuries are becoming more frequent for LeBron. And as time goes on, these setbacks will likely continue to add up. No matter how well he takes care of his body, Father Time remains undefeated. The question is no longer about LeBron's skill level. He is still one of the best players in the league, but rather about how much his body can endure at this stage of his career. When James is healthy, the Lakers are legitimate contenders for an NBA championship. He's still one of the most dominant forces in the game, capable of taking over at any moment. His ability to score, facilitate, and control the pace of a game makes him invaluable to the Lakers system. But without him, this team is a different story. And that's exactly why Barkley doesn't see a path for LeBron to return this season. In fact, he believes James has already played his final game for LA this year. He wasn't going to play anyway. LeBron's probably done for the season. I don't see him coming back. We don't need to ask his agent, Barkley said bluntly. That's a strong statement, but it's not entirely unfounded. Barkley has seen how injuries can derail even the greatest of players. He understands that, at this stage in LeBron's career, it's not just about coming back from an injury. It's about whether it's worth the risk. If Barkley is right, this would be devastating news for the Lakers. They have already lost 4 straight games, and their struggles have been evident. The Lakers simply don't have enough firepower to stay competitive without their leader on the court. The impact of his absence is undeniable. The timing couldn't be worse. The Lakers are currently going through one of the most brutal stretches in their schedule, facing top-tier teams while also dealing with their own internal struggles. After their recent losing streak, they have now fallen to 5th place in the Western Conference standings. That's a dangerous spot to be in, especially in such a competitive conference. Getting LeBron back is absolutely critical if they want to turn things around. His leadership, experience, and ability to elevate his teammates have been the key to the Lakers' success over the years. But if he's truly out for the season, then this team may not have enough to make a deep playoff run. The biggest question now is whether LeBron himself believes he can make a return. Officially, the Lakers have not ruled him out for the season. The organization remains optimistic that he will recover and rejoin the team at some point. But there's a lot of uncertainty surrounding his timeline. LeBron has been doing everything in his power to speed up the healing process. Over the years, he has invested millions into maintaining his body, and he has defied expectations time and time again. However, groin injuries are tricky. They can linger longer than expected, and they require careful management to prevent further setbacks. For now, Lakers fans are left wondering when, or if, LeBron will return. If he's able to make a comeback, the Lakers could still be a serious threat in the playoffs. But if Barkley is right, then Los Angeles may have to accept the reality of finishing this season without their superstar. So far this season, LeBron has been putting up incredible numbers: 25 points, 8.2 rebounds, and 8.5 assists per game. Those stats prove that he still has plenty left in the tank. But will he get the chance to add to those numbers before the season ends? Only time will tell. The Los Angeles Lakers have undergone a significant transformation this season. With Anthony Davis now in Dallas and Dončić stepping in as the team's new superstar, the franchise has seen a shift in its playing style and offensive dynamics. While Dončić's arrival has undoubtedly elevated the Lakers' scoring potential, Davis's departure has left a major void in the frontcourt. The team now finds itself in desperate need of a reliable big man to protect the paint and provide a strong interior presence on both ends of the floor. After unsuccessful attempts to acquire Mark Williams from the Charlotte Hornets, the Lakers are expected to continue searching for a center as the NBA offseason approaches. With the trade window opening in a few months, one name that has surfaced as a potential target is Nikola Vucevic from the Chicago Bulls. Bleacher Report recently suggested that the veteran big man could be a great fit for Los Angeles, given the team's current roster needs. In a proposed trade scenario, the Lakers would receive the 34-year-old Vucevic, while the Bulls would get Rui Hachimura, Shake Milton, and a second-round pick in this year's draft. This move could provide much-needed size and versatility for head coach J.J. Redick, whose team has struggled defensively in recent games. Los Angeles recently suffered a tough 126-106 loss to the Milwaukee Bucks, marking their second consecutive defeat. Despite Luka Dončić's stellar individual performance, posting an incredible 45 points, 11 rebounds, and 3 assists, it wasn't enough to prevent the Lakers from falling further in the Western Conference standings. The team's defensive struggles have been evident, and their lack of a dominant presence in the paint has made it difficult to contain elite big men. Following the game, head coach J.J. Redick didn't mince words when addressing his team's performance. In an interview with Spectrum Sportsnet, he highlighted the importance of playing both with effort and intelligence, particularly when dealing with injuries and roster limitations. We didn't play at a high level, and to be honest, when you're short-handed, you need to play with effort, but you also have to execute, Redick stated. He went on to emphasize that simply playing hard is not enough if the team isn't making smart decisions on the court. Quoting an old coaching philosophy, he added, "Play hard, play smart." That was Billy Hicks' favorite saying back at Cape Pring High School. You have to do both. And while we played hard, I don't think we played smart, especially on defense. The Lakers' defensive weaknesses have become more apparent in recent games, particularly against teams with dominant interior players. Without a true center to anchor the defense, Los Angeles has struggled with rebounding, rim protection, and overall defensive stability. The absence of Anthony Davis has exposed these issues even further, making it clear that reinforcements are necessary if the team hopes to remain competitive in the playoff race. Nikola Vucevic, a two-time All-Star, could be the solution to some of these problems. Throughout his career, Vucevic has been a reliable scorer and rebounder, capable of stretching the floor with his shooting while also providing a solid post presence. This season, he has averaged respectable numbers for Chicago, showcasing his ability to contribute offensively and defensively. Adding Vucevic would allow the Lakers to regain some of the interior dominance they lost with Davis's departure. His ability to space the floor would also complement Luka Dončić's playmaking, giving the team another scoring option in pick-and-pop situations. Additionally, his rebounding skills would help shore up one of the team's biggest weaknesses, preventing second-chance opportunities for opponents. However, the trade proposal also raises questions about what the Lakers would be giving up. Rui Hachimura has shown promise as a versatile forward who can contribute on both ends of the floor, and Shake Milton, while not a star, provides depth in the backcourt. Losing them, along with a second-round draft pick, could impact the team's depth and future assets. The front office will have to weigh the immediate need for a big man against the long-term implications of such a deal. As the trade deadline approaches, the Lakers must decide whether making a move for a veteran center like Nikola Vucevic is the missing piece that will keep them competitive. With the Western Conference becoming increasingly competitive, every roster adjustment will play a crucial role in determining the team's success for the remainder of the season. For now, all eyes remain on Luka Dončić, who continues to put up MVP-caliber performances despite the team's struggles. If the Lakers can find a way to solidify their defense and add the right pieces around him, they could still emerge as serious contenders. However, if they fail to address their glaring weaknesses, this season could turn into an uphill battle to stay in the playoff hunt.